weren't good. Why would they keep giving these people their licensing money if they're not making money?
They struck a license.
That's how they got. That's how they got the deal because they weren't good. It wasn't about.
No, that's not true because there was games way better than Madden out there, son.
Which one?
NFL 2K from 2K Sports destroyed Madden every year, son.
But Madden was a bigger brand, though.
Madden was a bigger brand. It doesn't matter. You know,
you just said it. What game was better? I just named one.
Madden had consistent better games.
No. Madden did not have any better games. Madden was a brand, son.
It was a bigger brand.
From EA was bigger than 2K at that point, son.
2K was the better one mechanically.
Yes. Was a better game in general, son.
But EA had better lawyers.
But yeah, find out how much Little Big Planet costs. That's what I want you to find out.
Well, I will do that, but we've already started the podcast already.
That's right.
About a minute ago.
Oh, no.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 00Lounge podcast, New York's premier gaming podcast, coming to you live from Brooklyn, direct to your fucking ears. We're going to discuss game industry nonsense, news, and share with you our love of games and game culture. All right, so...
Yo, I told Raul and we might come down a little while.
All right, so I'm one of your hosts, Malik Banks, and with me is Aaron Christopher and Angelo Green, and this is the third official episode. We're calling this the Bloodborne podcast because, Bloodborne came out this week?
Yes. Last week.
I just got a question. How bloody was it?
What are you talking about? Are we talking about games? You talking about something else?
I don't know.
Innuendo level is high. All right, so let's just catch up briefly. You know, I think it's been 2 weeks since we last did our last podcast.
Yes.
Something like that. All right. So, lots happened since then. A lot of games came out. Biggest one to come out is Bloodborne. That's what you guys have been playing.
Yes.
Primarily.
Yes.
Every time I logged in the PSN, that's all I fucking saw.
Bloodborne.
And it infuriated me every time I saw that shit.
That's only because deep down you really wanted it.
Well, listen, before we started...
That's a game I want deep.
Listen, maybe. I don't know. And you guys bought a digital?
Yes.
All right. Tell me about the game. Man, I know a little bit about it. I did a lot of research. It was a lot of anguish over deciding whether I was going to buy the game. But I ultimately decided to pass up until this point.
Up until you came over here and just saw it.
Well, tell me about the game. We'll talk about that part of it.
All right. Well, the game is basically a action RPG. A Soul series. Yeah. It's made by From Software. Everybody who plays the Soul games knows what Bloodborne is.
Yeah.
It's an action RPG, except this time around they have a gun instead of a shield.
Yeah. Bloodborne is pretty much the new age Mega Man.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. This one's like Nightmare Creatures on crack.
Yeah. I told you that's what it reminded me of. But it reminded me of two things: Nightmare Creatures and Castlevania.
Yes, this is a perfect example of those two games matched up. I was just talking to you earlier about why Castlevania can't be this game.
Mm-hmm.
Every Castlevania that come out is crap.
That's because Konami sucks.
Yeah, I mean, Castlevania hasn't been good for a very long time.
But if they just use this formula, it'll be a perfect game.
Yeah, but the Japanese game industry at this current point, I mean, they're very much trying to
innovate.
Not innovate, but they're trying to capitalize on past success. There's a lot of games that come out of there are rehashes.
That's a lot of the old Japanese companies, like From Software just made this, but they also they're not really new either because they made the Kingfield games back in the day, which is great games. I used to play them joints. They was kind of like Skyrims, kind of.
All right, but let's get back to Bloodborne. Tell me about Bloodborne.
Well, pretty much Bloodborne is just a mashup of Souls with extremely hard bosses and fast-paced mechanics, which makes it really fun. I think the countering system is a lot more fun than previous Souls games. I'm loving that there's a kind of like a reward system that if you get hit and you're continuously slashing and strategizing your moves, that you're regaining health. That makes a big difference for being like past games. You actually happen to buy potions instead of them they kind of hand to you. In the past Soul series is made that a big difference. Item management became a lot easier, which you having a real easy storage system. The pacing of the game was really good. Once you start, it feels like about a 40-hour experience, and then after you beat the game and you got a good understanding, you can take it to the level where New Game Plus or speed running the game or pretty much going anywhere from there.
Or the challenge dungeons give you infinite replayability.
Challenge dungeons, yeah, that was a great idea, guys. I clap the software on that. It was just a way for you to just really keep in the game even after beating the campaign experience. Like, you could just go on to the main game and just do hood rat stuff in dungeons with your friends. Like that's how I like to do it. So I'm a fan of that.
Okay. Who is this game for?
Honestly,
it's hard. Is this a game that any and everybody can pick up and play?
No.
Yes. No. Honestly, it is. If you took the time to learn the mechanics. If you're a lazy gamer and you want shit handed to you, then no.
This game is for people who want difficulty.
All right,
you have to want difficulty. Yeah. That's the best.
But if you're old gamers like us, like we was back in the Nintendo, Super Nintendo days, you know what I'm saying? Every game back then was hard. So this is nothing for us. Maybe for the new casual gamer, it might not be for them. But for the hardcore gamers like us, anybody can pick it up and play, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I just picked it up and played today. And I guess the 5 to 10 minutes I played it, I mean, I had fun. Like, I can't even lie. And again, this is something I had to decide, like, am I really going to sit around and dedicate time to play it? Because what you said is 40.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to put some hours into this game, especially since there's no mini-map. And like I said, you got to memorize everywhere you go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm very time conscious. Like, I want to be able to. Is this something that I can pick up and play for 20 minutes?
Yeah,
drop it,
because you can save
and
anywhere.
Come back to it later.
You can save anywhere.
It has literally you can save at any point.
It's not like them old school RPGs where you got to run 45 minutes looking for a save point and shit like that. Like, you can save in your spot. You can save in the middle of a dungeon. You can save right outside of a boss area.
Yeah,
it's difficult, and I can play it at my own
when you feel it. Yeah,
basically,
there's no rush for this game at all.
And like I said, it's hard, but if you take that hour in the beginning to learn the mechanics, you're gonna be fine. Whatever kind of gamer you are. But if you're going to be scared to play it because it's too hard online, then...
What about the story in the universe? Because I'm like a big story and universe type dude. I love story. I love universe. I love universe building. I love it. All that kind of stuff that comes with it.
Well, I'm going to be brutally honest. Like, the lore for the game is really good. Scenery, backgrounds, battle mechanics, monsters. Like, the
atmosphere,
the timing, the setting. Everything is really nice. Yeah. It's real interesting to explore. Mm-hmm. But as a story, it's just like any Souls game.
Yeah, this is a Souls game. So it's like there essentially is no story.
It's not heavy on.
You're put into a world, especially in this one. Like, you're put into this world. You're a hunter, basically. You're in this town. And this town is being plagued by a disease that's turning everybody into monsters. So you basically go around and you fight monsters, basically. Like I said, nightmare creatures. Castlevania. Castlevania had the same story for God knows every game. You go and you fight Dracula. Basically, what you got to do is fight the last boss. Who is, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, a little spoiler.
But that's basically, it's the same in every Souls game.
Like, pretty much, it's a dream and you're a hunter. Basic, easy story. It's not
a story where it's in depth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like your typical RPG. It don't have no love story, none of that crap.
Who's the main character? How does he fit into this world?
He's a hunter.
It's just that he's a hunter. And
he's a hunter. And you're in a dream world technically. But I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. And it's just like, all right, it's just a game where you go and you build your character up. You know what I'm saying? You get different armors and weapons and all that other crap. And they didn't make this one to where, like, the other Souls game where you find better weapons, like, periodically throughout the game. This one, you can basically use the starting weapon, start the whole game if you felt like it. Like, if you got comfortable with that weapon type. Yeah. Basically, you play how you feel.
Do you level up weapons?
Yeah. They all go to +10. They all get higher. You get to equip these, like, I guess I could call them, like, blood gem slots.
Material?
Kind of like materia, I guess you could say. There's 3 different types. There's like a splatter mark, then there's a triangle and a crescent. Right? And you find them throughout the game, and then you can equip them. Some have, let's say, fire damage, and then you would put, like, if you wanted to make your weapon on fire, you would put 1 fire gem, and then you would up, like, the fire damage on the other 2 gems to make it stronger, or whatever. It all depends on how you want to play. You can do blood, like, as an element, lightning, and things like that. So it's basically how you want to play the game. Like me, I only got 2 achievements left, or 2 trophies left, because I'm playing on PS4. Basically just to beat the game twice more over. Like, I already did challenge dungeons and everything else. I completed all the bosses and everything. Completely eradicated the whole game already.
I want to be openly honest. I did not find this game anywhere near as difficult as the Soul series. Period.
Yeah, I mean that's from what I read and what I can gather from what I've seen in the game is that is not as unforgiving
as Souls. Yeah.
As Souls, but it's not
easy.
It's not at all an easy game.
No, it's definitely not.
Not no.
Especially when you get to the challenge dungeons.
Yeah, it makes you work for everything that you do in the game.
Yeah.
All right, so did it live up to your expectations?
Yes, highly.
Hell yeah.
Highly.
All right.
I give that game like a. Out of 10, I give it like a 9.7.
I give it a solid 9.
I give it like 9.7.
I give it a 0 because I ain't played it.
That's messed up.
Like I said at the end of the last podcast,
he be the guy on Metacritic trying to load a grade.
No. I mean, I didn't play it, so what am I gonna do?
Well,
honestly, it's one of the first next gen
games that
real
I've
next
enjoyed.
gen titles. Like
what makes it fit with next gen? What makes
everything about it? So the world is like, all right. If you compare it to like, let's say the Last Soul world, which is like I guess Dark Souls 2 without the DLC because DLC always adds. Yeah. It's to me, it's like twice as big. It's definitely bigger, definitely beautiful. It's persistent. Yeah, there's no load screens. There's no load screens in the whole game, son. Unless you're going back. Yeah, unless you die.
That's why I heard that load screen was fucking.
But you know what?
45 seconds, something like that.
No, it's like it's kind of like 40 seconds, 30 seconds, depending. But as I got to like close to the end of the game,
I experienced that too.
It got less time.
It shortened down, but that's because
it's loading the whole world. Every time you die, every monster is out in the open. It's not like they load as you go to them. They're already there, sitting there, waiting for you. Every boss you didn't fight is in the boss locations. So I guess as you get closer to the end of the game, you have less bosses, which is big monsters, probably taking up a lot of whatever. You know what I'm saying? It gets easier on the loading.
Also,
enemies regen?
Yes, they respawn.
Every time you die, all the enemies you killed respawn.
Yo, you could kill 50 enemies, right? Run through a whole map, there's no enemies. You die and respawn, and every single enemy in the game respawns.
So yeah, it makes you work not to die, like just in general.
Maybe that's why the loading time was getting shorter, because as you progress, if you're not dying a lot,
I can explain that too.
Yeah, but usually
when you get to a certain point in the game, like when the moon comes out, certain enemies don't even come up no more.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Period. Like there's certain enemies in the game that don't even show. Like the sandbag guys, they don't.
Oh, and then the insight system, because humanities is from Dark Souls. I was so used to it. The more you have, the harder the game gets. I was at one point running around with like 80 insight. And I was dying left and right on regular enemies. And it also changes the enemy types that are in your game. And like the background, like let's say you have like 40 or 50 insight or something like that. In the chapel area where you first get to like this chapel place, there's gonna be a giant spider hanging on the wall. If you have that many or whatever. So it changes up depending on how well you're doing, because you have insight depending on every time you kill a boss you get 3, every time you see a boss you get 1 or something like that. How it works.
No, okay.
So it changes up the atmosphere, and then like Aaron said, when the moon
so you choose not to fight a boss, and then you won't collect those insights.
Well, you can't not. There's certain bosses in the game that you don't need to fight. They're all optional, but there is like 7 or 8 that you have to beat. Yeah. You must beat them in order to progress. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of optional shit in the game, like a lot. There's secret areas that I actually had to go
40 hours. It can't all be story. So.
No, it's definitely not.
There's a lot of optional things to do in the game. There's a lot of exploring, like I said, that you're gonna do. You
can find rooms that other people don't find.
Like there's little gimmicks about the game that I had no idea about. Like there's actually one scene in the game. You fight this big king on this tower sitting on his throne, and you kill him and pretty much think like, yeah, this is done, and completely walk away or teleport back to another place to go to a different zone. But if you literally take his helmet that you get, like his crown, once you beat him, and go back to his throne and stand there for a certain amount of time, a tornado storm happens and opens up a brand new area with a covenant. You know, there's like things like that, like they don't tell you about. That's not explained. Like you,
they don't hold your hand in this game. Like they don't tell you, okay, take this item and do that. They don't tell you that. They expect you
to figure it out,
to take that item and figure it out.
Like which is a cool thing. Like I said, like because there's still things that people are now starting to figure out. Like there's a whole covenant that nobody even knows how to activate yet. You get what I'm saying?
There's supposed to be 5. From what I read online, there's supposed to be 5 covenants. People only found 2.
Yeah.
So this is what it sounds like to me. It's like how old school games used to be, where you got no hints.
Where you had no hints and no help.
There's no help. There's no internet to like tell you how to do everything.
Yo, if you want to know everything that's going on in this game, you have to be part of the forums. No, you have to be part of the forums and wait for somebody to go and figure it out. So and then copy whatever he did. Like, or you go and you figure it out yourself. Like, actually, I just got this item, right? From the Chalice Dungeon, there's a boss you fight. I'm not going to spoil it who it is or whatever, but there's a boss you fight at the very end of the last Chalice Dungeon you unlock. Right? Now, it's a secret boss. You get a trophy for it. And when you kill her, you get a stone. Till this day, I look online every day and nobody knows what that stone is for. Yeah. But you get it.
I honestly think I know what to do with it. And it's kind of sad. I think you need to take that stone and bring it to the cabbage on top. Tried it?
People have took this stone and played New Game Plus and have not found a location to use this stone.
Did you guys finish it?
Yeah,
I did.
How long did it take you to beat?
I don't know. I would have to go on my character to see.
But he did a lot of challenge dungeons. If he had just did the story, he would probably be the second day he had it.
I did a lot. I did all the challenge dungeons that are in the game. I've done all. Yeah. But the good thing about it is that you can keep opening them, and every time you open them, like the root challenge dungeons, they're procedure generated. So like you'll get random like treasures, and it won't be the same.
Enemies, it's always random. Like
it won't be the same. So
that's just cool. Right? You can go in there 10 times and won't have the same experience 10 times.
I haven't seen online. I see a lot of people finding like lost weapons because the regular weapons you get in the game like the saw blade and all that. You get different variations in the challenge dungeons. You get like let's say the saw blade. You get the lost saw blade, and it'll have a different rune slot, like a different of those blood gem slots. Mm-hmm. It'll have a different one. So that's how you can get different variations of how you like. I guess your build. I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
And things like that. I found the great sword that I use throughout the game, which is the holy sword or whatever it is. I found out actually a different variation that's perfect for like a lightning build. So I'm currently like trying to upgrade that monster.
But there's a certain level of free playability.
Yeah,
there's basically infinite replayability.
So how long you think you're gonna sit and play this game?
About another week, and I'm done. I don't have patience to keep doing the same thing over, but.
Well,
until they come out with content.
Yeah, because there's going to be a DLC because, like, with Dark Souls 2, from Software, they came out with, I think it was 2 or 3 DLCs.
Yeah, and they were heavy. They weren't even, like...
I mean, they're coming out with the full, like, mother of all...
Is there a season pass?
No. They don't do season passes, I don't think. But they're coming out with the Dark Souls 2 complete.
Yeah.
With, like, the
both expansions, updated graphics, visuals.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so
put it this way: I think they came out with that one because a certain other console didn't get Bloodborne. Honestly,
I don't think that's the reason.
Because there was no reason to remake that.
You know what it is? Everybody is getting greedy. PlayStation real easy to make for, like PS4. It's easy to update the visual, and the RAM makes it
so
hella easier to update.
All right, so Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's a must buy for anybody.
Yeah, get it.
Alright, so maybe not for me.
If you're into hard shit, get it.
Put it this way, I think if you sat down and played it, you would like it.
Yeah. No, I mean I did. From the couple of minutes that I played, I was like,
you would probably throw your controller at your TV a couple times. I suggest getting one of those Wii wires, for the Wii remotes.
No,
but
funny conversation we could have in the podcast real quick. When I first brought Demon Souls over to this man's house, had to be the funniest day in my life.
Demon Souls is rough.
Demon Souls was the first game in life that I felt like
it made me go out and buy a PS3.
And fucking I felt raped by it.
And that was the first game in the Soul series. And then they went multi-platform and created Dark Souls. Because they couldn't call it Demon Souls. I think because PlayStation owned that name, I guess. Because they helped publish it, just like Bloodborne. Bloodborne, this game will never come out for Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a third party, but it's also a first party at the same time.
It's first party published.
Yeah. So Sony owns the rights to Bloodborne. So you might get Bleedborne or something in the future. Who knows?
But I watched them throw
Blood Souls.
I watched them throw controllers, cry, get upset,
or
stop playing it, turn it off. I took my PlayStation back and came back to his house, and he had the game
Son,
and his PlayStation.
Demon
And
Souls was
conquered
great,
it.
son. Demon Souls
It was a good game.
Demon Souls was rough though.
It was rough.
That was not for the faint of heart. That game was rough because it was brand new mechanics. No game
Till
has been
date,
done like that.
That's still the hardest one.
But we're kind of pros now because we played Demon Souls. We played Dark Souls 2. It's all the same mechanics now.
Yeah.
But when Demon Souls first came out, it was the only mechanic. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
It was like playing Super Mario the first time.
Yeah, no, it was like playing Mario 64 for the first time. Like completely different mechanics though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
From 2D Mario to a 3D Mario.
Yeah, but mechanics aside, what makes it next gen? Because to me, it just looks like probably the same game with pretty graphics. Same as Dark Souls.
Well,
let me
okay,
ask you a
it's a-
question. What makes a game next gen? Because every game I see
I mean,
is
the only
just
thing
an
that's
updated game from last gen.
As of current, it seems like the only thing that
The only thing that could be next gen now is VR then. Because gameplay will never change.
I don't know. I just haven't seen anything that says to me like,
I
all right,
would tell you-
it's official.
I would say
This is the new generation.
that the game is running a solid 60 frames.
Yeah, but that's been the case.
Right? No,
for a very long
30,
time.
I think.
Either way, 1080p, that's for sure. No, if
No, but that all still comes down to
right?
graphic fidelity.
No, now, but one thing that this game is doing is it's running a consistent world. Like, the whole map is one map. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's still corridors, so it's not.
It's
like
not,
all
but
one
it's
time.
not loading in. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when I'm getting from point A to B, when I get to B, the enemies don't load in, the map is not loading in. You understand what I'm saying? It's all
Now,
open.
It's
already.
not really a corridor box. It's more of a sandbox, which is buildings in a way.
Yeah, literally. It's just
That's really what it
objects
is.
and obstructions in the way.
It's like, all right,
But let's say there's
it's like let's say a
1,500.
Grand Theft Auto map, and then they put a building here and a building here. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. But you're still kind of like guided through a path. Like you can't.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah. It's
No,
like
you really can. You just
it's
can't
a-
go through buildings.
It's a circular maze, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's a circular maze.
yeah. The whole game's a maze,
It's
basically.
a big map. It's a lot of enemies, and they're literally all running at the same time. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no. Everybody is standing there waiting position for you to be there, and on the scale of it, on top of the graphics, I think that pushes it to the next gen boundary. Like, there's no more. I have to load in to experience another. You know, it's just I run here to here, then I run here to here. There's no
But
loading,
again,
and
that's
everyone
not-
is there.
But that's
You
not really
know?
next gen either because that's been done on last gen.
all this is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there's no game out. Then that's
No, it's not.
That's next gen.
Not.
But what is next gen? Even
We don't know until we see it.
No, but listen, even 360 to from PS2 days to 360 or PS3, that wasn't next gen either.
What do you mean?
What gameplay really revolutionized? Nothing.
I would say Gears. We talked about this. I think.
No, but Gears is a cover-based shooter. It's been done before.
It was done. It was done previously by one other game. I think it was a Square game, or I forget the name of the game. I know it involved a dog. He had a dog partner.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's
But-
been done. If you're talking about graphic
Like,
fidelity,
no, not just a graphic fidelity. The Gears gameplay was replicated throughout that generation's lifetime, up until even till now.
Yeah, well, that's honest.
Yeah,
That's honest.
So I'm just saying, like, I haven't seen
groundbreaking.
the game that's exactly like.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Mario 64 yet. That's
no. Now see, Mario 64 is different. That took everything from 2D to 3D.
yeah, and I haven't seen that yet for this generation.
But I haven't seen that from last gen either, though. Honestly, if you're talking about gameplay
No, you know what?
mechanics,
That
there's
happened
nothing
last
left.
gen, but it wasn't necessarily for that. You want to relate last gen, social features. You know, PS2.
Yeah, but that's been
Xbox,
done on PC.
It
That's
wasn't-
not really next gen either.
But
Now,
it's
PC was different.
Yeah, PC is a different beast. That
Because
was
like,
already.
it all depended on what game you played, dictated the type of online experience you had.
No, but that's what I'm saying. All right, so, but it's still all in all when it comes to games, not gaming. When it comes to games, what was the next gen feature? There was really none. The only thing I can think of that will really change gaming is VR right now, if that's the case, because gameplay is always going to stay the same. Shooters are always going to be shooters. Action games are always going to be action games. Nothing's really going to define them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, VR has potential. There's no like real demonstrated. Like all I've seen now.
I haven't seen anything
There's
that's
a bunch of tech demos.
on VR. Like, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's a cool idea. I would love to see
But
it
when
implemented.
it
very
comes
well.
out, that's the only thing that's going to define next gen, son. Honestly.
It's not going to define next gen for a while for me.
I don't know.
I have a feeling that the first 20 VR games are going to be clunky, glitchy, and you're going to be throw off.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Like, that's a lot of processing power it's going to need to run those things. So, given everything that consoles do now, you start adding VR into that. Like, how is that going to affect performance of the system?
Well, like I said, though, but that's what's going to determine next gens, because other than that, next gen's always just been graphics.
Yes,
upgrading graphics.
Alright, so the game I was playing over the last couple of weeks is what's that? Hotline Miami 2. You guys ever play Hotline Miami?
No.
It's basically like a twin stick shooter, but it's like a top down like GTA almost like
oh, okay, I know what it is.
Like Geometry Wars.
Okay.
Or
like
Resident
Fallout
2. Resident
those overhead, like Grand Theft Auto, like over a map. Looking at yourself.
But you're a character, you clear rooms, like there's enemies.
When they shoot, it's like really bloody and violent.
Yeah,
and I know the game.
It's like one hit kill pretty much. You know, so you'll kind of like Bloodborne, you'll die constantly. over and over again because of the strategy that you have to employ in order to clear a room. Because enemies don't hesitate, yo. They come right for your fucking
So it's kind of like that game Reloaded.
Yes.
Or Helldivers.
No, more like Reloaded. I don't know if you ever played Reloaded. We used to play with your pops and your moms.
Nah.
On the original PlayStation.
Like this, you
was in the prison. You could pick the clown or whatever. You run around like a flamethrower or a gun. Kind of like Contra, like a top-down Contra.
And you had to clear the rooms to move to the next level.
Kind of like Reloaded.
Yeah. This one kind of has a story. Like honestly, I haven't really paid attention to the story because the gameplay
is so hectic and chaotic.
Yes, and I just wanted to move on. Like as soon as I cleared the level, like it was just like and I just move on to
but some of these indie titles are really doing it up, son.
Yeah,
like on some serious shit.
Yeah, but the styling of the game is definitely up my alley. Like it's like what is it?
I thought it had a cool look to it.
Yeah, the music is great. You know, it has a great soundtrack. The art style is done like you're watching like a VHS of like an old 80s movie. Like it's definitely like 80s, like it has a real big 80s motif. But I like it. It's hard, it's challenging, and it's cool at the same time. And that's my type of game. So, you know, for your Vitas, I recommend it. You know, if it goes
is it cross-buy?
Yeah, so I can play it on PS4.
And you don't have to buy it twice?
No.
Good.
No.
Okay.
No. It is cross-buy. Anything else we been playing? I know I saw you on Hotline. What was that? Battlefield Hardline the other day. You just got that, right?
Yeah. You were yesterday? 2 days ago?
Yeah, I played the beta, and the beta was dope.
For which game?
Battlefield Hardline. You not listening?
No, I hear you. This is it. Make sure. You should have been
off
the beta by
Battlefield Hard. No, the beta's off. Yeah,
I'm not saying like you should have the real game.
Nah, I mean, I just didn't know if it was worth. Because again, like I played Battlefield 4, right? I played the campaign start to finish.
You talking about that game that took like 17 minutes for the graphics to load in?
Yeah. I mean, it was the campaign was forgettable. I mean, I have fun in multiplayer, but who's on?
I'll be honest with you. I don't like.
I didn't know anybody had it until I saw this guy. I thought it was this guy. It was you.
Nah, I'll be honest with you. I don't like the way the Hardline story is set up.
Yeah,
it's set up like episodes of a TV show. I don't
prime
like
time series.
Yeah, but I think that
that was cool.
That's what they were going for. They were going for like a bad cop show.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a bad cop show. To me, that's what I be saying. Because every time he loads it in, it goes previously on Hardline, and I'm just like, what? Okay,
but I mean, I thought that was cool. It stick to.
No, yeah, I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
To me, most Call of Duty campaigns or Battlefield campaigns, whatever, are seamless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they're all trying to be like this epic movie.
Military,
So, you know, to move to the television, I mean, it might have been something, you know,
different.
Cool
I guess I see where they was going with
cool
different.
to attempt, but
I mean, I like the cops and robbers thing. I think that shit is cool.
Yeah, I don't imagine it's like the best.
You know, I was tired of seeing every single shooter.
Actually, the dialogue in the game is actually really good, despite what he says.
Yeah,
and he knows it.
I don't know, man. There's these driving sequences I just can't get past. I'm sorry.
The driving sequences.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Battlefield, like that's not your forte. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, well, vehicular combat is
no. You don't understand. During the story,
it's like a passive fail, like driving.
No. During the story, you sit in the car while your partner drives, right? And you just look back and forth. You can look all around.
One scene in the
but it was like 8 minutes. And And we're just looking at
it. Wasn't 8 minutes.
Like,
It was like 3 minutes.
I was just like, yo.
He was over here talking like it's another game.
And that scene was twice.
No, it was one time.
Twice.
But no, there was a driving scene in the game where you were definitely cruising around for no apparent reason. And it was just really badly choreographed. I didn't like it at all. When the guy turned corners, it didn't look realistic. There was no physics to it. It was just like paper, and like, it was just like, I'd rather not see that.
Right, but is it a buy? Like, do I buy this game?
Well, if you like Battlefield multiplayer, then why not?
If you like Battlefield multiplayer, then I would tell you to go and buy it.
The only reason why I didn't jump in was because I didn't know anybody who had it.
Well, Aaron got it now, so.
Yeah, well, how often are you gonna play it?
I played enough. Like,
It sounds like you played enough, and then now
I have friends. The only reason I got the game.
Yeah.
No.
I'm telling you, that's the primary reason why I didn't buy it was because I knew there's gonna be nobody play it.
I told you,
I have a lot of friends I played. I only got it because they literally bought the copy for me. They was like, "Oh, let's get on it, Battlefield," and they always on this shit. They stopped for a little bit because of Bloodborne, but no, everybody went through Bloodborne, so I'm expecting to play that a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, like I only have certain patience on it. Like you, I have to be playing with a crew of people to enjoy it, but.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one of the things. Like moving on into this new generation. Like I have both consoles, but I've been buying most of my multiplats on PlayStation 4 only because, and you know, Angelo, I hate the fact that you're about to start smiling right now. Supposedly the best version is on PS4, right? Which is true. Yeah, and but a lot of my friends that I used to play with are still on Xbox. Like
they're all crying right now because they miss Baka.
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, they give me grief about it, but
well, you know what? That's their fault. You know,
it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault.
We never told them to buy the weaker console.
It's nobody's fault. It's just that
the way I see it, though, this is the way I see it. When it comes to multi-platforms, you want the best version that you can get. No point in cheating yourself out just because.
For friends, like that's
for friends. I'm sorry. They should have went and bought the more powerful console. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna buy a computer, right? And my computer is gonna cost $5,000, and then I'm gonna go and play a game in 720p because I can. Who wants to do that? I'm just saying. You're gonna buy a powerful console, you get the most powerful one, and then you play the most powerful games.
No, I mean,
you got two powerful consoles. You got the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. You buy your PlayStation 4 games because they're the better versions. You're not gonna cheap yourself out just because you can, just because your friends got it like that.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
That's why I moved my Grand Theft Auto character over to.
That's that, and then Rockstar did a.
But
great
now
job
I'm kind of like. Did you see the 60 frame per second GTA PC trailer? Oh my god!
Makes you want to buy it again.
That shit makes you want to buy a $4,000 PC.
But that's the problem. See, a lot of these PC people online, right? They're like PC enthusiasts. Like everything gotta be PC, right? But they don't understand that you're really paying like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a gaming console.
Yeah.
When we're buying the $400 gaming console that's playing the same fucking game.
Yeah, but it's
just because yours looks a little better.
Yeah, you get some minor tweaks, but no, it's you understand how much I love this fucking game, and to see it in that crisp.
But you really gonna go out and buy a $4,000 PC to play?
No, I'm not.
Like
I'm not. It makes me want to. I wish I could.
That right there would say you give Rockstar too much respect, son.
No, I give them the appropriate amount of respect.
Nah, that $4,000 PC, that'd be too much respect.
Nah, yeah, you could probably do it for a lot less than that.
You could probably do it for like
that's
a good $1,200 gaming PC.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's 3 PlayStation 4s.
Especially if you built it yourself. If you went to like a Falcon Northwest or somebody like that, you're gonna pay something.
I mean, you can get a good Alienware for like $600-700.
The rule is.
But you pay for the name, of course.
You don't buy Alienware. That's Dell basically.
It's still good though, nonetheless. Because they know how to put the pieces.
Debatable. All right, so is that it for new release? Do we have anything we want to talk about as far as what we're playing?
Nothing really, not yet.
Yeah, nothing yet.
All right, so let's talk about delays because there've been a few delays. Most recently, Zelda for Wii U was delayed. Batman was delayed pretty much almost the entire month of June. It got pushed from the early June to the end of June. And I don't know if that had anything to do with the development.
It has to do with E3, I think.
It could have something to do with E3. They don't want
the
event to be to
be overshadowed by Arkham already coming out.
Maybe they should have just explained that shit, but whatever.
I think they're giving people also more time for the Batman PlayStation.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. Quantum Break was delayed in 2016.
Honestly, that delay, I think is because the game's not ready. Because
I mean, most delays are because the games are not ready.
Well, no, Batman's delay is not because of that, because it's only delayed 3 weeks, like we said. But Quantum Break has been known for like 2 years, but we've only ever seen one demo. Yeah. There has been no other gameplay footage or anything about that game.
No, it hasn't.
In 2 years.
What other games have been delayed?
That's it. Zelda, Quantum Break, and Batman, as far as I know.
Witcher.
No, The Witcher got delayed, but that delay's been a long time already. It's coming out May.
Wasn't it supposed to come out last year? Witcher?
No. Witcher was supposed to come out in March. Yeah. But they had delayed it to May. Right. But that delay has happened like 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
You're right.
But that's definitely coming out. If that gets delayed, everybody's gonna be pissed.
Elder Scrolls.
Nah, Zelda kind of pissed me off a little bit, only because I was trying to give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt. Like I got a Wii U for my son for Christmas. It's the first Nintendo console I bought since Wii. Well, I didn't really buy a Wii. My wife bought Wii. So I don't count it as something that I purchased.
Pretty much.
GameCube. As far as Nintendo first parties, that was the first one I was looking forward to in a very long time. And now we don't know when it's coming out because they didn't even say.
They just specified 2016. They didn't give no date, but I heard early. Like that's just from what I heard. But who knows?
I don't know. And when this game was supposed to come out, Christmas, right?
Nah, there was no like launch date. I mean, there's only been one real gameplay demo on that too, so nobody knew. But you know what? One thing about Nintendo, their games when they come out, they work. So if they need the delay to make sure that, because remember this is going to be a persistent world this time. So now if they need the time to make this game work, I'd rather them come out with a finished product than an unfinished product like half of these other developers are doing these days.
Yeah, but then they did a weird thing. I think sometime toward the tail end of last month, where they announced that they're talking about a new
but nobody knows what NX is.
No, nobody knows what it is. But they felt the need to mention it.
Well, they felt the need to probably have their Nintendo customers and fans hold on.
For what? Feel confident in your purchase of a Wii U because we have a next console coming out at some time. How does that instill confidence if I already ponied up the money?
I don't know.
For a fucking Wii U.
I don't know.
That they haven't supported.
And then you delay the one game that probably people were looking forward to in a long time. Besides, Smash.
Well, me and I got Xenoblade Chronicles coming out.
That's at I guess the April Nintendo Direct. They announced.
No. That's just coming out in April in Japan. Though.
No. At the April Nintendo Direct that just happened this week, that's when they announced all of that shit. What's that? What is these guys?
No, Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem shit.
Then 3DS. But
it was more 3DS.
And Xenoblade Chronicles, right?
No, Xenoblade Chronicles is getting a direct on the 10th of April for the mech area. They already announced it.
They announced it.
No. The game is already done. The game is done.
They announced it in the April one. Like it was part of that whole announcement block.
I don't think it was that day. It had a direct like a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, I think. It had a direct.
So maybe that was the one where they announced, they talked about.
But they still have not announced a U.S. release date or a Western release date. Let's say Western. They have not. But these Japanese companies, they always come out with Japanese games in Japan first.
Not always.
Well, like from Souls, but for some reason Nintendo does it, Sega does it.
Well,
a lot of these companies do it.
I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalize.
I'm hoping we get.
I'm just trying to understand what is the point of a Wii U at this point.
No, I don't feel like there is one.
When did it come out? It came out
2013.
13?
I feel like
no, it had to have come out the year before.
Nah, 2013. The other
consoles came out in 2013.
No.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, sorry. So 2012.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like that was the biggest waste of $400 in my life. Other than Monster Hunter, I didn't enjoy shit on it.
So far as of right now, I only bought Monster Hunter. I mean, the Zelda, the Wind Waker was okay. I mean, I guess it was a placeholder for Zelda U,
but that got pushed back for 2 years. Like, it's just too much. Like,
yeah, I mean, like you think about the trend of
Mario Kart
remasters now, right? Everybody's taking old gen shit, pushing onto new gen, and not coming out with new shit, new updates, right? Nintendo's been doing that shit for people for years now. Like when does the shit just stop? Like when do people get tired of this shit?
I don't know if third-party developers got a problem with Nintendo or Nintendo got a problem with third-party developers.
They've had a third-party problem since before PlayStation.
But my thing is, who's at fault? Is it Nintendo?
I mean,
or is it the third-party developers?
It's
that
Nintendo.
Like Nintendo.
It's Nintendo.
So then Nintendo needs to find a way to kiss a bunch of ass.
They're not gonna do that.
Well, then they're gonna be just like Sega soon. So,
I mean, they've said they're gonna. Well, they didn't say they're gonna bring major IP to mobile with that deal with.
I seen that Mario 64 on cell phone thing. Did you see that?
There was a story about Mario. I guess somebody had made an Unreal 4 engine version of Mario 64. Then they're bringing Mario 64 to the Wii U Virtual Console.
Oh, okay, so that's what it was.
Yeah.
I know I seen something, but I didn't really read into it because Nintendo right now, as of right now, there's only 2 games for Nintendo I want. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Oh no, 3 games. Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem and the Zelda U, and that's it.
I'm not getting any Marios right now. I'm not getting a spiritual successor to whatever it is. The main. I mean, we're getting a lot of like rehashed concepts, like Super Mario Wii
3D World.
3D World. You can just argue that that's like the next.
It was a pretty good game, man.
And yeah, it is. But it was to me it's like Mario Party.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers Party.
Yeah,
that's basically what it felt like.
Pretty much. It doesn't feel to me.
It felt like instead of them trying to do a single player experience, they went and tried to do a multiplayer fun. Kind of thing, but in a Super Mario game.
A serious Mario is me battling it out against Nintendo's insane but legendary level design. Yeah, and I haven't.
Well, you know what does look good though? Mario Maker.
But
I don't get to me. I don't want to make all Mario.
I don't care. I don't make your own level.
That. I don't care about that.
I don't want to do that.
I want to play again.
That's like Nintendo's gimmicky ass way to make Minecraft. I don't want to see no more of that bullshit.
Can I get Super Mario 64 set in a Super Mario World environment?
Can I get that? Can I get a Star Fox? Can I get a Metroid?
Star Fox.
Can I get a?
Best believe it's gonna be at E3, son.
Whatever. Like, when we gonna get? It's gonna be at E3. Super Star Fox event 2017, 2016 Japan. I don't want to hear that shit no more. I'm over that. I'm done with it. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of it. Like, it's no excuse by now. Not one of their smashes, not one, has been out yet, except Super Smash Brothers. Like, what do you think? I'm gonna play Super Smash Brothers for 3 years? Like, come on, like.
But again, there's nothing to fill the holes. That's why it feels so long.
There's
no third-party support. Because if you look at Xbox, all they have is Master Chief Collection and Forza.
And you know what? You want to know what's sad?
And PlayStation's the same thing, though.
The only 2
without
games
third party,
nothing. Like, what do they got going on right now?
No, but without third party,
didn't Uncharted get pushed back?
Yeah, Uncharted got pushed back too.
But that's okay. I'm okay with Uncharted. You want to know why? Because PlayStation makes games. Speaking of delays, what else has been delayed? I'm trying to think.
Well, we covered it. Batman, Zelda.
Yeah.
Witcher, Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls is coming out in June.
Hopefully.
Oh, that's what the console version is coming out.
Did Final Fantasy get another delay?
No.
Which one?
Final Fantasy 15 never had a release date.
Is that even coming out this year?
Nah. Release date. I think it's coming out. All right. Apparently, from what I read online and from what Square said, they said that the demo is ending. Like,
no. Didn't they announce recently that it's not coming out until next year?
It's not coming out until next year. Period. It was never coming out this year. The demo. They said that the demo expires.
How long has that game been in development?
12 years.
Nah, like 9. Yeah.
It was 13 verses.
Yeah.
And then
10 years, 11 years. Huh?
That's fucking ridiculous.
Still pushing niggas back on it. That could have came out this year. It should have, realistically.
Nah, but they coming out with they coming out with 2 Final Fantasy games. They're Type 0 and then Final Fantasy the 10.
As a matter of fact, they came out. I just when I read an article that dude talking about it was only 60% done at this point.
Yeah. Well, but 60%.
How do you spend that much time on a game?
They stopped production on it to make Final Fantasy 13 2.
Oh my
Lightning
god.
Return.
Kingdom Hearts.
Why?
No, Kingdom Hearts is coming out after.
No, Kingdom Hearts was at the time when the game started development too.
No.
It's been in development that long.
That's why I don't.
Versus 13 was never on PS2.
This game was supposed to come out
during PS3. Final Fantasy Versus 13.
They started a bad trend with these 10-2s and 13-2s.
That's the problem. This Final Fantasy 15 would have came out already if they didn't progress with the 13 storyline.
Yeah, and I didn't like them after the fucking first one. Like,
I like Lightning Return.
It's just rehashing of old art assets and trying to recoup development costs.
I think they tried. No,
years
I think
ago.
it was Lightning. Lightning was a popular heroine, and they tried to bank on her. But then the second game didn't have her, and it was just like, yo.
To keep it moving.
I'm glad I got out when I did.
Don't go back because you're gonna go.
I went back to Final Fantasy 7. I'll play 7, 8, and 9, and I'll stop.
You're gonna play 15.
Yeah, you bugging if you don't play 15.
Again, like what I saw was it looked good, but in you know, speaking of real world terms, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. You know, I don't know. What else? What else we moving on to here?
PlayStation 2.5 update.
PlayStation 2.5 suspend mode.
It's great. It loads really fast.
Yeah, it do. Unnecessary though.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Nah, I mean sometimes you fall asleep.
Yeah.
And
I would hate to have to start up the whole entire system again just to
get and then the game, like if it didn't save, but it suspends right where you're at. So it basically negates the save feature. Like you don't even need it.
Yeah. No. I don't know. That's not a feature that I see changing or making any.
I mean, it's not a game-breaking feature like SharePlay was.
I thought SharePlay was cool. I'm actually
SharePlay
using
is one of the best next-gen features.
I'm actually using it a lot lately. Like just playing on Bloodborne alone, we was using it to see where each other was at or help each other beat certain parts. Yeah, you can. I use it on Bloodborne.
Yeah, SharePlay. The time that we used it, when you were showing me around, what's that, Warframe?
Warframe, yeah.
That worked too. I did it with Cameron the other day.
Yeah,
how to mod capacity.
It's pretty cool. You know, even like you can watch. I guess you can. You know, you broadcast your stream, and your friends can watch you play.
And you can
outside of Twitch. You know.
Yeah, and then you can hand them over control of your game.
Yeah.
For a little bit, which is a dope feature. You know what I mean? Let's talk about any DLCs coming out. We got anything coming out worthwhile other than Destiny that I'm so sick of?
You know, honestly, I haven't been following DLC. I think my philosophy on DLC for a while now has been it just makes you feel like you bought an incomplete game. Sometimes DLC hasn't really felt like it was worth it.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Like, I bought Destiny's DLC on the promise that the game was going to be more than what the beta was.
Well, you bought the season pass,
the
right?
digital Guardian Edition DLC.
I feel robbed from Destiny.
I mean,
more money back.
That's either here nor there now.
I just don't understand how a next gen game has only like
no story.
No, it does. Forget about the story. You have a persistent world, right, like Destiny, but this game had like what they said, like a $500 million budget, right, something like that.
Yeah, it had one of the largest budgets.
It had one of the largest budgets in video game history.
Yeah.
Now you come out with a game that has less content than Bloodborne.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. I want Luke Cave back. If they had a Luke Cave mode,
Dude said I want Luke Cave back.
If I'd
rather sit in one spot and shoot into a black.
That's the thing. The game is too grindy, and I don't have the patience for.
I think the drop rate is definitely unfair. I do.
Like it's oppressively so. Like almost like they would have introduced some kind of system where, all right, well, you know, you can either spend 1,000 hours playing the game,
or like some kind of in-game currency,
or like a la Rockstar's GameStop cards.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that was the plan. That's some bullshit.
That's some fucking shit, exactly. Even Rockstar's game cards is some bullshit.
Yeah. All right.
You pretty much buying
in-game money with real fucking money. Like, who wants to do that? I bought your $60 game. You should be giving me that money for free.
I just don't think there should be any kind of currency that prohibits you from enjoying in-game currency that prohibits you from enjoying parts of the game. And I also don't think leveling should just be so oppressive that, you know, it should be a little bit more inclusive, you know, and more. I mean, again, you reward players who put in, you know, the
time and the effort.
And I get that,
but that's not true because I played just as much as the next dude.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I played through the whole game.
Yeah.
And never got a legendary drop until I went to the loot cave.
Yeah. Love that loot cave. They just bring that back.
I sat there and did those strike missions over and over and over and never got purple jump.
They need to bring Luke Cage back.
Like, even till this day, as much
I mean,
as
but the
played,
way they changed the raids is now the raids drop so much different raid gear and other sets.
But if you ain't got 6 friends to do the raid,
that's the big thing with matchmaking.
And I tell you, you guys don't play anymore, so there's nobody online that I can actually play with.
And then for someone like Shabaka, right, who wants to drop in and drop out every 20 minutes, if let's say
it's impossible.
It's impossible because the raids take like an hour, 2 hours.
No, I mean, if it's something that I know I'm doing with a group of people,
you set up for early.
Yeah, you set us up.
But it's not an MMO. I shouldn't have to sit there and set a week in advance. Like, yo, we gonna go Saturday. We gonna go do this raid.
Yeah. Well,
it's a fucking shooter.
Nobody's playing it now. So
brief chat though. I've been wanting to discuss this because it's on my mind. I'm angry. I want to knock shit over every time I see the commercial. And smile.
Tell me mad, son. Tell me mad.
Mike Saw, what the you doing to the chief? All right, he's not a bad guy. Don't you tarnish his holy reputation like that again.
All right, so
anybody want to watch?
With some bum called Agent Locke. Like what is that? Like Spartan Locke.
All right, so
he's queer.
So earlier this week, and this is coming fresh off of the start of the Hunt the Truth campaign that they seem to be going on as to lead up to the release of Halo 5 Guardians. 2 commercials were released. One, I think it was called The Cost, where it had Chief monologuing over an injured Agent Locke underneath a Master Chief statue.
Yeah.
And then the other one was called All Hail, which had the roles flipped, and Agent Locke was
bantering the chief
maniacally over a injured chief. I mean, he was clearly injured. It looked like he took a sniper shot straight to the chest after having low shield. Because his shit was roasted. Water.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's setting up. It seems to be like it.
You're
going to be playing another character, a la Halo 2. I don't know if it's a Spartan. I don't know if anybody. If you remember Halo 2,
yeah,
a lot of people didn't like playing as the Arbiter.
Yeah, I didn't care for him too much either, but they kept it brief with the Arbiter at least. About 4 missions tops. Gave it a different look on what the Covenant aspect on things were, which wasn't so bad. But this whole thing with ruining a iconic character's reputation, just from before the game even gets there, to Hunt the Truth, I get what the campaign is doing. It's trying to draw you in to attract you to the story. But you can't take a character like that out of 4 or 5 games already and start molding them to a different person, and especially it doesn't even indicate anything like that so far from what I've seen in the books about the Chief. So it's like this is something brand new that 343 is trying to include into the Halo universe. And
from the books, because I've read all the books and all the stories leading up to the events of Halo 4, which I forget the name of the books. The last book that led up to the Halo 4 launch, but. Where the universe last left off, the Didact came back. He blew up some shit, destroyed some humans, digitized them, or whatever that whole process was. Cortana's lost after having her 7-year issue with rampancy, and apparently they blame Chief for something. They haven't really told us exactly what the issue was, and I guess that's something that as their Hunt the Truth campaign goes on, we'll find a little bit more about. Traditionally, when Halo games are released, there's always like this stealth marketing campaign that they usually do, and I don't know if they're doing like a ARG type I Love Bees type game, like how they did with the original Halo, but which I haven't seen yet. But they always have like some They leak out information about the story, and then there's also this like meta game underneath.
Yeah, that you gotta
try to figure out. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure some genius will figure it out, and then all the news sites will jump on it. But I'm willing to give the story the benefit of the doubt to first find out. Like, I'm pretty sure at E3 they're gonna let us know a little bit more about what the conflict is, like what they blame Chief for.
Yeah.
Whether or not he's going to be able to feel Cortana's cheeks in the next one, which is, it's a sensitive issue for me, especially since, in the last Halo 4, those graphics on the 360
were amazing.
Were amazing, especially the high def Cortana cheeks. I really appreciate those. Thank you, 343.
Well, how was the graphics in the beta?
I mean, the graphics in the beta is a beta, so
expect the same. All I gotta say.
All right, our resident Xbox hate fiend over here.
No, I'm just saying, like for most.
I'm expecting to have a game that I'm gonna play. I'm gonna definitely enjoy it, specifically the campaign.
It wasn't an ugly game. Halo.
It wasn't.
5 Guardians was nowhere near that.
And then again, like it's a beta. Like you don't.
It's not polished.
It's not.
It's
There's probably a lot of stuff that's turned off. They're not going to release a Halo 5 game like that. Like, that's never the case. Halo games have always been
like between the Halo 3 beta and the actual Halo 3 game, it was a big difference when it came to visuals and gameplay alone. Like,
and Halo 4 was no slouch.
Yeah,
story aside, Halo 4 was a beautiful game.
Don't expect too much from 343.
I mean.
I'm not gonna say that, and then I am. Like, it's like I give him a chance. Like,
I give it a chance. I give it is make or break. Not for me, but for a lot of people.
Because
it's make or break for me.
Halo went from being like one of the main first-person shooters to being a niche title right now.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that. They've lost a lot of ground to Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is the thing.
They lost a lot of ground to everybody.
No, I don't think so. It's specifically Call of Duty. Because that thing is, as far as like consistent.
And then I was talking to Aaron about this the other day. They're launching the wrong time. Halo 5 should not be coming out October 27th.
That's going to be a loaded time period anyway. Like a lot of games coming around.
But they should not be coming out October 27th when a week and a half later or 2 weeks later Call of Duty's coming out.
I mean,
they should not.
Somebody has to launch sometime.
They should be coming out maybe September, maybe August.
Well,
they should not be coming out 2 weeks before Call of Duty because they are going to get destroyed.
That may be, but I don't think at this point in time, like it's an arms race against Call of Duty. Like
it always
you
is.
can't.
Why do you think Battlefield didn't come
out? It's not. Every game is not. Going up against Call of Duty.
Shooters are.
And again, no, the shooters are not. Not every shooter is a competition.
It's open out there in the game world. It's there.
And Halo has an audience. Halo has an audience that comes up.
Despite
they might not stay, but they've paid for the damn game.
Like regardless of what you say, there hasn't been a bad selling Halo yet.
Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief Collection, you can.
It's a relative term because bad in the sense of how it sold in comparison to previous Halos. Yes, but this is a new system. The game had issues, and the install base is not there.
Yeah, the install base is not there because it's one of those things.
Was not there at that time, and then especially like if you hear like a game is broken when it first came out, and
you're not gonna buy it.
They just had Halo last year. People are looking for something new. They might not have wanted to jump in at that point.
Yeah, think about it. At the time, it's just like even I felt like that with Master Chief Collection when it came out. It's like it's unnecessary.
Yeah, especially with all these damn remasters, it probably felt like a dig to a lot of people. Like you hitting me up again for a fucking game, even though to me it was at $60 it was a great deal.
I didn't
to
think
have all 4 games on the new Halo console.
I didn't think it was.
It worked out the game.
I didn't. It just should have worked. That's something that there was no excuse for. It should have worked. Point blank. Period. And had it had ran smooth like previous Halo games or better, then that would have been an issue.
Yeah, but it's still debatable whether or not it would have sold or not.
Yeah.
But now the thing is that will Halo 5 work?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will.
They had no choice. I can't feel. I mean, the beta ran them well. Like the beta.
Yeah, but the beta
was
great. Like this. The beta didn't have that size community.
The beta actually had a nice little chunk. There was like 40,000 people playing at a time.
They invited everybody.
No. When I was playing the beta, I had no trouble getting matches. They told you the number of people that were playing at a time. It was a lot of people. Yeah, and even in the beta, they did about 5 million hours in gameplay. Technically, between all the people that played, that's a lot for a month span beta almost. That's a lot. That's a lot. That means people were playing this like Call of Duty. You gotta understand that. Like
Call of Duty gets 5 million hours.
And regardless to previous Halos, and regardless to my personal bias on how I think Halo games should be played, as a new genre and as a new Halo, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. They do take on things. They're making it back toward an arena shooter. They're not trying to give you ordnance drops and none of that BS no more. I thought it felt like a Halo game. It came back to its roots.
Yeah. I mean, but the simple fact is they tried something new. Their core audience didn't like it. You know, even though the core audience was yelling, oh, they need to do something else with Halo. No one was yelling, oh, they do the same thing next year. Nobody was yelling at it. They were trying different things to try to experiment and improve the experience. People didn't like it. So, in the next game,
yeah,
you listen to your community.
And I thought the thrusters and the tackles and stuff was real cool. And like I thought it changed the way a battle between two people was like that. Like literally, you can do one dash and it changes the whole gunfight. Like I thought that was alright. Like I'm ready to see how it goes. I just hope one thing. That this game can go back to where it should be. MLG competitive. Halo fell off on that.
Nothing will happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Halo 2 and 3
No, they definitely want to get back into the arena field. They definitely want to appeal to
tournament players again.
Yeah, definitely. Like look at Evolve. Evolve they were positioning themselves to be an arena style MLG competitive game before the shit even came out. Like that's how they were positioned. They wanted to push it right into that.
Now you hear nothing about that game.
Well,
I told Aaron for months before Evolve came out.
Still sold extremely well.
I mean, yeah, and part of that is because it's not a whole lot of shit coming out.
Exactly. Part of that was because in that time frame there was nothing coming out.
Not even in a time frame. It's just a period. Like all we're getting is pretty much anybody sending anything out is fucking multiplayer at this point.
Besides, like,
well, that's recent. Before that, you couldn't even point to that. And how well is a baseball game really selling nowadays?
It's the only baseball game that sells extremely well. It's the only baseball game on the market.
Nah, fuck baseball.
Well, I say the same thing. I don't like baseball personally, but it's like Madden. Madden sells well because it's the only football game on the market.
No, I don't think MLB The Show is the only baseball game.
It's the only baseball game on the market. There's no other licensed baseball game out.
So it has exclusive or just nobody's even
trying. It's exclusive. It's made by Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no baseball games other than that one.
Remember, back in the day, you used to get like bottom of ninth. You used to get all these other baseball titles, but now there's nothing. You may get some bootleg shit like some home run derby or whatever.
Exclusivity.
Well, that's what happens, bro.
The anti-consumer shit.
No, because that's coming from those companies.
But yeah, guys,
you don't want Sony to make a game and put it on Xbox.
E3.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know. I mean, I have no opinions on sports games.
I mean, do you want to see Halo on PlayStation 4? Like, it'd probably sell better, but I'm just saying.
I mean, it's different. Like,
no, because MLB is made by Sony.
No, but MLB is its own property. MLB The Show is made by Sony.
That's the game we're talking about. MLB The Show.
Yeah.
That's the only baseball game out there.
But Sony didn't come up with the concept of Major League Baseball.
No,
you understand what I'm saying? So to compare Halo and...
But I guess they kind of got the licensing like the same way Madden, EA got the NFL license.
I don't know. I think it's fucking stupid, but it's either here or there. I'll never buy the show. I'll never buy...
Yeah, I would never buy the show either. Or Madden for that.
I haven't played a baseball game since fucking Sega Saturn. What was that, World Series
World
baseball?
Series.
And all I used to do was home run derby all day, every day.
That's all everybody did.
Yep. And after a while, it just became...
But it's just like Madden. Madden's as of now, they're not that good, son. Yeah. My cousin bought Madden 15. I played it. I was just like, ew, why is everything so automatic now? Like, Madden picks your play for you, and then you don't even gotta press. All you gotta do is press the button, and they actually, if you do a run play, they run the play for you. It's just like, oh my god, this is like something they're being handed to you now.
All right, switch gears a little bit. Let's, and this, yeah. All right, so in this discussion about console games, right, and we love console games so much. Last time, I don't know if it was this podcast or the last podcast, we talked about like our first like memory that kind of solidified for us that console, and console gaming was the shit. This is what we're gonna be doing for a long time. And I'm not sure if we discussed this at any point in time.
I know we discussed our worst.
No, we did. Well, yes, we did discuss our worst, and let's come back. Let's come back to that. But I want to talk about like what our favorite console was and why.
My console's still PS2, man.
PS2. All-time favorite.
Wait. As a general, everybody's favorite console was PS2.
Not mine.
But your most defining console, because PS2, it had such a large library. I think they had something like somewhere upwards of like 1,500 titles.
Nah, I don't care about that. Which one you had the most emotional attachment? Not stats, not numbers. Not which one sold the most.
If you phrase it like that, then it would have to be my 360, man.
Yeah.
I spent so much hours on that. If I ever got the rings, I felt like crying.
I'm talking about like when you got the shit home, right? New consoles at this point, it's usually like a ritual thing. Like it's just like an exciting thing because consoles don't come out every time.
I know mine.
Yeah, so like when you first got it home, from the time that you got it up the stairs, you took it out of the bag that it was in, and
you played that first game.
You slowly took the time to undress this thing, right?
Yeah, it would be my 360.
And before you even said, like, you had to sit and like marvel at it, like the controller.
Alright, then I will have to go with the PS4, nigga. Like seriously.
Nah,
that console I took out, man, slow. I looked at it; it was so pretty. Like, you know what I'm saying? The consoles don't come with games no more, so. Like back in the day, you get a brand new Super Nintendo, which was one of my favorite consoles because you took it out the box and I couldn't sit there and look at it because all I wanted to do was play Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. So
going by your description, it had to be a PS4 because I ain't had no games to play. So I did take it out. I did look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, on 360. I remember I named it. It was Expequisha. She was my baby. She was ghetto because she was the arcade edition. I was in the deficit. Yeah. I didn't have a hard drive for a little bit. I had a 256 megabyte.
Damn, that's an ugly bitch.
But I know I had that. I know I had that ugly red ring having whore. But you know what?
She had Halo. Period, huh?
She had Halo 3, and she died on me.
Crazy.
And then I traded out for the slim air venting baby, and that was Expowana. Yeah, those are my homes.
I used to name my consoles too. That's the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 4. Out of all the history of consoles that came out, this one.
Oh, you said the one I looked at, the one I unboxed slowly.
No, the one that you have the most emotional attachment to.
Super Nintendo.
That's what I asked.
Huh?
That's what I asked.
No, so you actually, you unboxed it.
So Super Nintendo, you just like, I
had to because I had to play Super Mario World.
All right.
That was the most sloppiest unboxing ever. So all I did was take it apart, throw the AV cables in, and push the play button when I put in that big clunky cartridge.
Yeah,
that was it, son. And it was like do 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 do.
I mean, to me, mine is gonna have to be the original PlayStation. Like that was like the first console I actually purchased with my own money. I got it home.
Like I got mine so late.
Listen, I took my time with this thing before I even actually set the shit up because I don't know. The design.
What was the first game you had with yours?
Resident Evil and Street Fighter Alpha, I think.
And Battle Arena Toshin.
Yes.
I'm gonna play with Black Shoe ass.
Son, never.
This dude was Black Shoe ass like 2 weeks ago.
No, and I waxed your ass too. So what are you talking about? All right. Don't act like you was like you was just this clean.
Once I got the controls back down, it was all.
Y'all lucky I ain't play.
Listen, I'm gonna bring that shit back here. We're gonna get it on the pocket, but that's the console to me that I don't know. Like it felt like everything changed at that point. Like games, especially technologically.
Technologically, games did change.
You can put a CD in it and listen to music. That was like,
it was dope. See, now we don't even know how this video game history would play out if Nintendo would have actually went through with their little merger with Sony.
Nah, I don't know. I don't even want to think about that. That's
Because then Nintendo would have had the first CD-based console. Well, not first, but
based on the book that I read, and if you ever get a chance to pick it up, it's called Console Wars. It's by Blake J. Harris. It's a great book that describes
early
the Nintendo, the first official console war, and I think this is the generation that kind of like coined the term, the battle between Sega and Nintendo during the 8 and 16-bit eras, leading up to the release of 32-bit eras, which does touch lightly on, and Sony's relationship with both companies, with their respective consoles at the time. It's a great, to me, it's a must read for anybody
any video game fan,
pretty much, and anybody who cared about that era in gaming, like that. It's just a phenomenal book. Shout out to Tom Kalinske, because to me he was a hero of that book. It's a great book. I think you guys should read it. Let me get a chance.
I was around for his video pretty much.
Nah. There's a lot of like behind the scenes.
I know behind the scenes shit.
That, like now we get a lot of access to stuff. Like a developer has an issue. Like he's on Twitter. I didn't like the way they did this. So blah blah blah. A lot of that shit like you didn't know about.
Speaking of, I swore I just seen something about the Metal Gear guy.
Oh yeah, Kojima. So let's talk about.
No, he's being put back on.
Yeah.
Some of his
projects.
Yeah.
All right. Did we never talk about?
Yeah, we talked about that 2 weeks ago. That's why I wanted to bring it back up.
Okay.
I just seen it today. So I was scouting the internet somewhere, and I just seen it.
Did we talk about it on the podcast, or did we talk about it between us?
We talked about it on the podcast 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But I just seen it today. I swear I seen it today. I'm not bugging. It might have been an April Fool's joke, but I swear I seen it that he's being put back on some of his projects that formerly where they like ripped his name off. His name is being put back on.
All right.
So I just wanted to get that out there because fans got tight, and nobody knows what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So just throwing that back out there.
All right. It's April now. Like I said, a lot. We talked about a lot of games that we were looking forward to. Some of them got pushed back. Some of them, may come out. Looking forward to the rest of the year. We have E3 coming up, Tokyo Game Show, and maybe some surprise Sony and or Microsoft events that may pop up. I don't know if PlayStation Experience is going to happen again this year.
If it does, it's going to happen in 2016.
I don't know what the hell they're going to talk about. It seems like next gen is not coming until again 2016. Still dying to hear about a release date for No Man's Sky, which hopefully at E3 they'll have an answer for us. But let's make predictions about what we think is going to happen at E3. Now it could be anything. Like,
I got a prediction.
Yeah.
I think No Man's Sky is going to be Project Morpheus.
Yes.
Compatible.
Yes.
It seems like the perfect title to put as a launch title for Project Morpheus.
If it doesn't,
so if that's the case, then we're saying
early 2016.
Early 2016.
Because from what everybody on the internet, from what everybody heard, Project Morpheus is getting slated for early 2016. So I'm guessing maybe late winter, early spring, which is around like February, March, April-ish.
Hopefully, I agree with that. I want to see that. I just pray to God that Morpheus doesn't give me epilepsy. I'm just saying,
From what I heard, it doesn't even give you motion sickness anymore. So
thank you.
I seen that whole IGN podcast.
I feel cataracts, man. I feel cataracts.
You never used it. Like, I understand if you tested it and you felt that way, but you didn't.
I'm expecting to see a lot more of games that we already seen in 2015.
Nah, E3 gonna be all new shit.
That's easy. We know we're gonna see shit because we're not seeing the game. So all they're gonna do to try to remind us that shit is coming out is that more sizzle reels, more videos of games that we were promised that would come out this year. Yeah, but we're not gonna see them.
That's what's gonna happen at E3. We're gonna see new stuff. Then Tokyo Game Show, we're gonna see a lot of the stuff that was at E3. Yeah. Same thing with like all the early other game shows like Comic-Con and stuff like that. We're always gonna see the stuff that's already prior. So E3 this year is the only real big event left.
As of new stuff, I want to see. I'm expecting to see Dark Cloud and maybe Rogue Galaxy come out for level 5s. We know we're gonna see Call of Duty again this time. This coming around this year. They've been way too.
Right. One definitive prediction. You got No Man's Sky 2016 with Morpheus. Yeah. Like one definitive thing.
Call of Duty.
Predict. No, Call of
Duty
for sure.
Man. Yeah, that's every year.
Okay.
Dark Cloud or Rogue Galaxy.
Yeah.
Level 5.
Level 5's announced.
Level 5's new PS4 exclusive RPG.
It's gonna be.
They said they're reinventing they're coming out with a game that was on PS2.
Yeah,
it's an RPG. So it's one of two games because the only two RPGs I remember that Level 5 made was Dark Cloud and Rogue Galaxy.
Which I would love to see come out on PS4. Dark Cloud again. Definitely.
Everybody loved Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud was one of the launch games for PlayStation. Remember? You had it.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was dope. I liked it. It was definitely an interesting concept. And that's another thing. Like we don't. I haven't seen any like
any new.
People say all the innovations happen from indie. All the innovations happen from indie. But to me, all it is the same 2D side scrollers. Just with
No Man's Sky is
repackaged.
not a 2D
Yeah, with directed a little differently.
And like little minute adjustments to the content. I was just talking to a coworker of mine about that earlier today. Oh no, it was yesterday we were talking about it. I'm at this point, I hear indie and I'm fucking sick of it.
I don't like indie. I don't really support. I don't really purchase any of their time. And that's just coming from me. I'm not attacking any of you guys' indie work. Yeah. I'm just saying, to me, they come off as old school, generic games.
I just don't. I like the indies that are doing interesting things with.
I would put Shovel Knight. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, game concepts that just trying something different from following the trend. Don't just come out with another 2D side scroller, Metroidvania type game.
Well, that's why I don't understand why Ori and the Blind Forest got so much hype.
I didn't play Ori and the Blind Forest.
No, but critically acclaimed, right? Now I'm not banging on this game.
Yeah. You play it?
No, how can I play it? It's Xbox. I don't have an Xbox. But it's critically acclaimed. But the problem is, it's been done before. It's nothing new.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I
that's
haven't seen it. I don't know enough.
That's why No Man's Sky hyped me up a little bit.
Yeah.
It was really different for an indie title.
No Man's Sky is like a Minecraft. It feels like, right? It's gonna be something like a Minecraft, except it's done in space, and you're not really building anything. The game itself is building it as you progress through the game, which sounds so dope.
It's cool.
My prediction was going to be No Man's Sky playable at E3.
So
I think Project Morpheus. It's the perfect title. It's already inside the body. You're already inside the body. They need that game on Project Morpheus at launch.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll kind of be like a PlayStation Move thing where a lot of games have Project Morpheus support.
They need that game on Project Morpheus. If they really want Morpheus to take off, they need that one bang title.
I don't know if it has to be more than just tech demos.
I'm expecting a lot more from Street Fighter as well.
Oh yeah, PlayStation and Street Fighter 5 sometime either this year or next year. Nobody knows the exact date, but sometime this year or next year. Street Fighter 5 is a big title because that's one of the most popular fighting game in history, pretty much. Street Fighter.
Anything we're looking forward to coming out soon
from E3?
Or just in general, like the Batman PlayStation we did talk
about. Anything we want to see at E3? What kinds of games would you want to see at an E3 press conference?
I know I'm biased on this, but I do want to see more Japanese RPGs. Mm-hmm. Last gen, they were scarce. PlayStation had a mediocre amount compared to PS2 days. And Xbox was just dry on it altogether. In the first couple of years, they had maybe 3 or 4 good ones, and then it was just dry the rest of the length.
That's my only thing with you on that. It's all right, we're getting a lot. How many more do you want?
Where are we getting a lot? Where do you see a lot?
It's already started. What do you mean?
One.
You got Final Fantasy coming out. You have Tokiden. You have. There's been a few more that you looked over. You got Final Fantasy remakes. You have
I don't want remakes.
But it doesn't matter.
What about you? What game would you want to see at E3?
I want to see remakes of originals, but not remasters. I want to see maybe a Resident Evil 1 redone completely over. Just scrap the old crap and do it over again. I want to see more survival horror. Maybe want to see a Dead Space 4. I want to see a Metroid come out of Nintendo or
Metroid's being made.
Yeah, just give people what they've been asking you for. It's not complicated. I feel like developers now are doing their own thing or trying to copy and paste other people instead of being initiators. And that's what I'm hoping to see out of this E3. I'm hoping to see that Sony stands firm, like, this is what I'm doing. I want to see Microsoft actually come out with something I care about. Like, I get it. I want to see Gears. I'm expecting to see Gears. I'm expecting to see a snippet, a clip, or something. Like, at this point, Microsoft, like, you're really looking embarrassing. And it's not even about, like, I love you guys. It's just, you have no reason for anybody to go chase your system. Like, you know, so I got to see something like that for me to continue being a consumer of your stuff. I'm also hoping to see maybe a snippet of Nintendo's new thing. I don't...
Nintendo's new thing, you're not going to see. They already mentioned 2016 E3. You're not seeing it no time soon.
I don't care for anything coming out of the handheld realm.
Yeah, at this point,
don't want to see anything.
That's not true. It's on Fire Emblem.
We already know that's coming.
At this point, I'm not expecting to see anything from Nintendo until next year.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
Well, I think they're actually at E3 this year. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Which is weird.
Well, they're always there. They just never do.
Bethesda got something at E3.
They never do a press conference, and that's
Fallout.
Hit Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
I was just about to get to that. Fallout 4, right? But what I would want to see, like, you know, my heart of hearts, I would love to see a next installment of Red Dead, or B, Grand Theft Auto Future. But you know, Grand Theft Auto just came out again just this past year, so we probably won't get. But that would be like my ideal game that I would want to see.
Well, Red Dead.
What game?
Like Grand Theft Auto Future.
A Grand Theft Auto Future? Would you mean like some kind of like
instead of going back in time? They do like a forward look.
So instead of a retro Grand Theft Auto,
futuristic.
You want like a Jetsons Grand Theft Auto.
And I know you're listening.
No, we're listening. This sounds interesting.
Yeah. Imagine flying cars.
I just said Jetsons, dude.
And and laser guns in Grand Theft.
Dude, that'd be cool. But
but then wouldn't that just be Saints Row all over again?
No.
Saints Row had a good thing going, and then they had, THQ had problems, and then they decided to take all the DLC that was supposed to come out for Saints Row
and make it into a new game.
3.
Got out of hell and all of that
stuff. All the games that came out, Saints Row 4 and all the stuff that came out for it, are basically rehashes of the DLC for 3.
Yeah. What shall
They fucked it up.
I don't care for it. I won't purchase another one. I'm sorry, Saints Row.
3 was great.
Guys, it was funny. It was
so good, and they just fucked it up.
Nothing made my day more than that auto-tune pimp. And this.
Yes, that was funny. But nah, it had cool moments. Like when I was skydiving to Kanye West's Power.
That was cool. Yeah,
that shit was dope. Like, I want to go kick some ass.
That was. They had good. And then after that, they went off the rails.
Yeah, it got weird.
It got really
I don't know,
weird.
Man. I have a feeling if Grand Theft Auto did some futuristic shit, it would.
I did like slapping people with that purple dildo thing. Pause. It was just hilarious when you just walk up to somebody.
The dildo.
So they worked too much physics into that shit.
They made it too jelly like
that slap. And I guarantee, like, somebody was really in the Foley guys, the guys who do the sound. I'm pretty sure like they had like a realistic like thing, and they were slapping it up against something. Cause that sound like I don't know if I knew what the real thing sounded like, but it sounds like they got it pretty accurate. Like I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that sounds like up against human flesh.
Yeah,
that dildo bat.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that shit had power too, man.
But yeah, Saints Row went off the rails. But like you were saying, the Grand Theft Auto, I think that's a cool idea. It's just how they do the world, because that could get really detached.
That's what I'm saying.
I know this game is a futuristic world to me, just don't work. Like if it's not a believable setting for a game like Grand Theft Auto, then for some reason I lose an interest.
It'll end up just like, that's what I'm saying. It'll end up just like Saints Row, son. It would.
No, because listen.
No, that's different.
Look at how they do that. Like they do real good world building. Like. Did you play Red Dead?
Yeah, you gotta play Red Dead. Yeah, I played Red Dead. I married Red
Dead. They nailed atmosphere. I'm a big fan of like sci-fi futuristic games. Like my ideal game is like
a Star Trek.
I'm pretty sure it's like a match between Halo and Grand Theft Auto.
Like Prey.
Like
I was supposed to be.
I will be able to steal a Covenant carrier, fly it over a planet, jump out of the air, Doc, land on a Halo ring, run around, clap people, infiltrate a base, steal their shuttle, fly back up to the the Infinity UNSC Infinity ship, and then fly back to Earth
just to
whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, which is a great concept. I can't take that from you.
That's been burning in my mind for a long time. If I could have made a game like that, I would make it already. But an open world Halo, but a Halo ring is the world.
That's cool. That's cool.
And No Man's Sky kind of gives us that kind of promise because it's a first person shooter. It's an open universe.
Is it a shooter though?
It's supposed to be a gun. It's supposed to be a gun. I thought I saw somebody holding a burner.
But if it's a spaceship, then why is it a burner and not a phase gun? Right?
Well, probably space burner.
You know but it's that's the thing that scares me about No Man's Sky.
Space bitches.
It's I feel like that game you're gonna just be flying around. And
I don't want to resource manage. I don't want to again. I think we talked about this.
You don't want a Minecraft.
I don't want that. I don't think you're world building. I just don't want to resource manage. I don't want.
But that's my thing. What do you think you do in that game? I have no idea.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm predicting a playable version of E3.
Yeah, it's what do you do? Alright, I get it. It's cool. Procedural generated universe. That's fine. But it's what do you do? I just feel like you just be flying around. Oh, look, there's a dinosaur on this planet. Oh, look, there's some lizard thing on this planet.
Well, the fun thing about it, though, is the monsters and everything is also generated like that.
Yeah, we understood. I just said that. Right? But it's alright, they generated. What do you do with it? What happened?
Well,
what's it about?
I don't know. I think it's going to be more like a discovery, exploration kind of
I don't want to sit there and discover shit for an infinite amount of time. That's retarded.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of conflict. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is
maybe space fighting.
You see,
they showed space battles.
Yeah, there's space battles. There's supposed to be
what do you do on land?
What do you mean? What do you do on land? There's probably some kind of conflict you have with competing entities, whatever those other big spaceships you were shooting shit at.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not you're competing with them for resources or whatever the storyline is. But we won't know until.
But again, you got to realize that this is also an indie title. Don't expect no AAA.
We're not expecting that, but we're expecting more than just flying from point
also
A to B.
only 3 people working on this title or something like that.
It's a little bit more, but you're promising the universe, man. You got kind of deliver something.
Yeah, it's something. It don't have to be crazy for me. It don't have to be, like you said, Rockstar, but it got to be something I gotta have something to do in all these.
Well, I'm sure there's gonna be something to do.
But that's the one thing they haven't talked about yet. And that's
what
scares me.
Nobody has seen much gameplay. All they ever show you, they show you a ship fly through the atmosphere, land. You look around, you see a dinosaur or two, and then they show you fly back up.
Thank you.
That's what they're showing.
That's what they're showing.
That's what I'm saying.
How long has this game been being talked about? About 1.5 years already, and that's all I've seen in all the clips. Period. I don't want to see no more.
And they did promise the game was going to come out this year.
Did they?
Yes.
I never seen a release date on that.
No release date, but they said 2015. So going back to your prediction, they might announce No Man's Sky support. Support.
For Morpheus. Yeah.
At some point in time.
If that holds it, then that's fine.
They should package that shit, yo. You really want to sell Morpheus, son? You give that game away for free with that shit, son.
Maybe.
But I ain't giving Sony marketing tactics right now. We just talking about how we
marketing tactics. That's just a smart decision. You're not gonna sell Morpheus if you ain't got that one title that's gonna sell it.
Question: if you was to get Red Dead, if it was to show you, what are the things that you want out of this Red Dead experience? I have a couple of things, ideas for Red Dead.
It'll probably be something to turn the century, leaving off from that time period. So I don't know if they would continue it from where his son left off,
and his son was about 20,
whether or not his son will, fall into his father's old bad habits. But I'd like to see a car.
There were cars in the game.
There was one car,
and you could not.
Was it a carriage car?
It was like a Ford Model T. It was old.
Cars ever with
you had to crank the
coal.
Oh, you had to manually crank it.
Yeah.
That's so messed up.
Yeah. Right, but no. With that being said, though, they have about a 30-year realistic play time in there to use.
Yeah.
Right, where you can say that this was America getting industrialized to a further note, still keep it Western, and still keep on the people who are lingering on being cowboys. That's the best way they can approach it.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, I don't want a new Grand Theft Auto. And this is something that they talked about when they were first mentioning Grand Theft Auto Online, was that they would add more to that. So if they were going to expand, Grand Theft Auto Online and give us like a first real paid DLC, I would want them to add another city to the world.
That's cool. I'm with that.
Like, you really think they're gonna do that?
They mentioned. I know one of the producers mentioned it at one point in time, leading up to the release on last gen.
Do another game.
No, they were saying that there might be opportunity to add another city
continent
into the online world, and online they were talking about online as its own thing that will persist
no matter what
outside of whatever the main Grand Theft Auto story is.
Yeah, they've been pushing on keeping online going heavy so far. They've definitely kept true to all their words.
They're gonna do something like that. Expect years, because just look how long Heist took to come out.
Yeah, well, that's okay, because Grand Theft Auto 4 lingered on for years.
Yeah, and a lot of that, I think, had to do with the release of the PC
version, and then the console version, and the
PC version's not even
out.
And the next gen version.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. What I really think hindered it that they don't want to admit is last gen, trying to get it to work for last gen, for current gen,
and selling.
You knew my take on it, son. I always said that game shouldn't have even been released on last gen. So, I told y'all that they should have just delayed it that couple months and just bring it out on next gen.
They would be leaving the install base
a heavy install base. Look how much money they made. I'm not mad at them.
I still think they banked.
They were going to get it again.
I still think they banked on people buying it twice.
Yeah, they did, and people bought it twice.
Yeah, but I just think that they did that on purpose.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. I mean, so somebody had a conversation. Well, don't you think it's kind of a dig?
I just think games like that though should be cross-buy, like the way how Sony has it with the Vita sometimes. Like if I'm buying a game and you coming out with it on 2 different consoles, and I own both consoles, I should get that shit on 2 different consoles.
Yeah. Well, they did that with Call of Duty. If you bought it on next gen,
you paid $5 for the upgrade. I didn't pay shit.
No, I got it on both.
But most of them did that $5.
Ghosts, they did it with Ghosts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did it with the
$5. But if you had Advanced Warfare, you can literally let's say I had to give
download it on 360 or whatever. Yeah, I know.
I could downgrade it.
Every game should be like that.
I'm not saying
that. But if you bought it on 360 first, and then that Christmas, let's say you got your Xbox One, I should have been able to download every game like that. Like, it should be every game like that. I'm sorry.
Again, they're at the point where they're trying to make money off of any kind of.
But Grand Theft Auto doesn't necessarily work like that because of the dramatic difference there is between last gen and this gen. It's big. It's big.
It's dramatic difference, bro.
Who told you that? Who really?
It's the same game.
Physics are different in the PS4 version. Literally, lighting, texture.
It wasn't just like a straight port. Like they actually did some
first person mode. You can't even do that in the last one. It looks phenomenally different. Cars move different. People react different.
Yeah, but it's not a $60 upgrade. Is what I'm saying.
It pretty much is. It's not $60. It should have been like about a $40 upgrade, $39.99.
They're not gonna let it go.
But they're not gonna let it drop for that.
No, but what I'm saying is, if a game like that, if I have it on last gen, I should be able to upgrade it for like maybe $20 to get the upgraded shit, son.
It's not gonna happen.
Especially if you buying a digital. I understand if you buying a disc, because then that's your fault.
Digital is, I don't know, man. I'm running out of disk space, and the games are full price while I'm watching Amazon drop the price of brand new releases.
Yeah, 3 weeks after they come out.
Every other week.
Yeah.
And digital, I'm still paying full price.
Bloodborne's price, I think, I just saw it got dropped somewhere.
You know what's crazy?
I don't think so.
No, I'm dead ass.
Just changed the hard drive space on his PS4.
Yeah.
And doing that, getting the 3 terabytes, gives it nothing but issues. You literally have to take each download and save file and do it one by one to get it on to the new. Took a day or 2. They don't even tell you how inconvenient that is. Well, Microsoft, you can just buy an external hard drive and transfer everything at one time.
Wait, even with the new USB, the new update where they allow you to connect mass storage devices, you can't just copy a whole hard drive over? That sounds ass backwards.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's what I eventually plan to do. I was actually looking at 2 terabyte hard drives last week.
I'm just gonna wait for them to do.
You bought a 2 terabyte?
I was looking at it.
How much?
I think the one I was looking at was maybe
$120, yeah.
It's laptop hard drives.
Yeah, that's what it is for that, and you have to get a certain size too. Like
it's the 2.5 inch, and I'm not sure if there are speed requirements because there's the 5400 RPM and 7200.
I don't think there's a speed requirement. I didn't see anything about that.
And it's debatable whether or not it's going to give you that much of a difference in seek and read times.
Good.
And SSDs for the money that they're charging, per gigabyte, it just doesn't make a difference performance wise. To spend all that money for SSD, put it in your PlayStation.
But for the most part,
for 4 seconds.
Nah, but for the most part, like this, let's say you bought Advanced Warfare, right? Mm-hmm. And you bought it digitally and it's on your hard drive, right? It's almost 50 gigs that game, right? By the time the next Call of Duty come out, you're probably gonna download that one, so you might as well just delete Advanced Warfare off your hard drive. There's no reason to you don't keep more than 12 games on your hard drive at any one point in time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to go out and spend almost $150 on a 2 terabyte hard drive, to me it's just pointless. Unless you plan on saving every single game and constantly playing them.
Yeah. All right, I think we're about time. We're at hour 35 minutes.
All right.
Yep. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
We good, man.
We hit E3. We didn't talk about Batman PlayStation console.
Oh, so let's talk about that briefly. The shit is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, why y'all made that so cute?
Yeah, yo. Why I didn't make that the first console to come out? Why I gotta get this shit, man? The limited edition PlayStation 4.
that shit units only.
That shit was announced while I was on vacation, man. I was in the middle of the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. I couldn't even fucking bid on it or anything. By the time I was aware of it, it was already sold out.
But now the question is, are you gonna buy it?
That's I don't know, man.
I know you gotta make that decision because it's gonna be sold out.
I know. I gotta make that decision in the next 5 minutes.
Yep.
I want it. It's pretty.
So if you get it, I want your box.
I'm not. Pause.
Giggity.
But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think I need it. Grand scheme, I don't think I need it. It'd be nice to have. It'd be nice if Sony was to send a console, to 00Lounge.com for our reviews and unboxings. We want to do 3 unboxing videos, so we would probably need 3. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, just in case anybody knows.
Nah, you know what else Sony and Microsoft both need to do? I don't know if you could Xbox don't have dynamic backgrounds yet, right?
No.
Alright, but if I buy a game and you come out with a dynamic background for that game, I should get that dynamic background for free.
Yeah,
that's straight bullshit.
That they charge you for every...
No, not even that. It's straight bullshit that I bought the game. It should already be downloaded in the game. Once I pop that game and I download the fucking thing, I should have a dynamic background with the game.
They're not set up like that. And they would not let that kind of revenue... everything is like a... It's almost like consoles like a hotel.
No, but then the fact is that I go to the store and I can't even view the background I'm buying.
No, you can't. It's just a surprise when you...
what the fuck?
Once you download it.
What the fuck?
You gotta go to YouTube and look at...
some other asshole who bought it, right?
That's what I did. And I looked at a few of them and I was like, that looks alright. Maybe I'll look at that. And then it was just nope, it's not worth $2. Sorry. Some of them were $3.
Yeah, $3.49, $2.49, $3.49.
Get the hell out of here.
That's what I'm saying. But let's say I bought Bloodborne, and Bloodborne it had a dynamic theme. I should be able to get that dynamic theme for free. I just spent $6 for the game. Yeah. Especially if you buy it digital, who's getting that middleman money right there?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're at an agreement that the Batman
it is very sexy,
PlayStation 4 is a beautiful thing, and Sony should definitely send us 5 of them. All right, so let's all give me your social media plugs, and then we'll sign off and get out of here.
I don't even know mine,
The
bro.
Ninja One at Instagram. Okay, Rev Nasty.
What's your name? Who are you?
You guys know I'm Eric Christopher already. You don't gotta go there. You did that at the beginning of this podcast.
Prophet NYC, right?
Bruh.
Yo, we gotta tell us guys on. We'll get to you in a minute. All right, yes. Angelo Green is available at Prophet NYC on Twitter.
Yes.
And Green Angelo, that's Green with an E at the end. Angelo on Instagram. I'm Malik Banks. Hanzo LaForge at Hanzo LaForge on Twitter. And hit us up at 00Lounge on Twitter and Instagram.
Also, AKA Frodo Teabaggins over there.
Nah, I switched. I'm not Frodo anymore. On Xbox, it's Zero Bleak.
Now he's Dildo Baggins. It's okay.
Nah. Dildo tagging. Shut up.
Signing off.
All right, listeners. This has been another episode of the 00Lounge podcast. Thanks for listening to the show. Join us again when we post our next episode, discuss more news and bullshit. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, like we said again, at 00Lounge. Check out our blog at 00lounge.com. Help us build this thing into something, that you will want to come back to. Send us an email, any kind of inquiries, or if you just want to say what's up, at the 00Lounge at gmail.com. We'll see you at the next one. Peace. We out.